Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharyamadhyamam Asmadacharyaparyantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Over the last few weeks, we have been in this mode of reflecting perhaps on 2024 and planning for this year. And what do we carry forward as a jiva, as an individual? You can only carry your learning, right? We all know that. Possessions you cannot carry wherever you go. Okay, you can carry your pillow and then maybe your bed sheet and all of that. Like some of us do, so that we are better adjusted. But to be able to face any situation, anywhere, with anyone, we want to be fortified suitably. So the people that I depend on, they also may not be there with me. Right? Maybe my phone battery dies. I can't even reach out to them. Then who is it that is always present with me? And so I thought we could explore this topic. Role of Bhakti in all our achievements. So the word Bhakti, Narada, Rishi Narada, has spoken very beautifully in Narada Bhakti Sutras. He defines Bhakti because somehow the connotation has become for us कि bhajan means singing. And suppose if you bray like a donkey, then what to do? Like, there is no place for me in a bhajan session. I'm embarrassed to even sing. I don't want people around me. I might do some, lip movement, but can't sing. So is it that people who cannot sing cannot have bhakti? Or people who don't go into raptures listening to Krishna's glories. Because some people cannot relate. So what shall we do about them? So Narada makes things very easy for us. Rishi Narada is not a comedian that he is presented or has been presented in our serials. He's a Rishi. In fact, it was him who gave Maram to Ratnakaraha, who then eventually became Rishi Valmiki. So I'm guessing that some of you all know the story. Very beautiful story. Just a name, just Rama was enough to transform this robber into a sage, a Rishi, who eventually wrote Ramayana. He was chosen to write. So in the 7th chapter of Chandogya Upanishad, there is one section. So Rishi Narada, Sanat Kumara is the teacher. And then he says, I know, he has a long list. I know Shastra Vidya, Astra Vidya, Jyotisham, Samaveda, Yajurveda, Rigveda, Atharvaveda, etc., etc. But I have heard Atmavit Tarati Shokam. The one who knows the Atma, Atmavit, crosses over, Tarati, Shokam, crosses over sorrow. Can you teach me what that is? And then of course, there is some wonderful teaching there. So Rishi Narada, in the 84 set of sutras on Bhakti, he says, Parama Prema Rupaha iti Bhakti. Sa Bhakti. Means what? Prema, we know prema is love, but this is not ordinary love. Parama prema. So bhakti is in the form of parama prema. So some sort of unconditional divine love. Okay, love for parama, the limitless, or the highest, we can say. So now the question is, I find it so difficult to love even one person. How to have this parama prema? Because whatever you bring to your spiritual pursuit, it all depends on your other pursuits. The same person is coming to this pursuit, correct? So now it becomes an injunction for us. I can barely love 5 people in my life. Okay, I'm always struggling with them, fighting with them, having misunderstanding, connecting, disconnecting. Then how to have this parama prema rupa? My goodness, it is not possible. And I can't even, let's say, I can't even sing any bhajan. And I don't know any chanting. And I don't even know too many stories of Bhagavan. What shall we do? And also the question is, what will I get out of this? Why should I have so much love for Bhagavan? You know, is he a demanding lover? Oh my God. So, but in our Sanatana Dharma, you can relate to Bhagavan in any way you want. The glory is in one family. You can have different Ishta Devata. Right? Somebody will say, oh, I pray to Hanuman. Somebody will say, no, Devi. Somebody else will say Vishnu. It's all okay. No problem. So what will I get if indeed I have this limitless love? So he says, Yan labdva, having gained that love, Puman, the person, Siddho bhavati. So becomes a Siddha, becomes an extremely accomplished person, or recognizes that I was always accomplished without even lifting a finger. So basically pointing to Atma Swarupa. Siddho bhavati, Amrito bhavati. So Amritaha, so you know when a gets added to the word, it means not. So Amritaha, na mritaha. That means the person is not subject to death. So I love my wife, I love my husband, but I am subject to death. That same partner will, after a few hours of the body lying there, will say, when will we take the body? How will we do? I cannot think, I cannot focus. What was a person becomes the body. The body will come from the hospital, we will take the body to the funeral, etc., etc. So, we know body subject to death, mrityuhu. Then by loving Bhagavan, amrito bhavati, that I will have no death, is that what is being said, is the question. Amrito bhavati, tripto bhavati. Triptaha, that there is deep contentment. So then the question is, okay, if indeed with this limitless love, I will be ever accomplished, I will be ever content, and I will not be subject to death, then you decide you want this kind of love or not. You know, because the beauty of our Shastra is the goal is always presented at the beginning. Then you say, is this for you? Oh, you can take a call. No, this is not for me. I don't want to be satisfied. I don't want to be content. I don't want to be subject to death. I mean, I'm okay. You win some, you lose some. I don't mind. I think everyone is going to die. So if you are not such a person, if you say, yeah, that's true, I want that. I am curious to know what that involves. Then we are inviting Bhagavan into our lives. So now, are we going to just X the love that we have for different people? So I love someone. Am I just going to X it? Okay, but how to X it? Like 3X, 5X, like how pixels, all that, 16X, or I don't know, 8X maybe is the highest, I don't know. So how to do this? Because the uniqueness is that everyone wants to be deeply loved. This is a universal condition, right? And the irony is, everybody wants unconditional love. Yes? Nobody says, I will be unconditionally loving. Any of us has said? We only complain, this one didn't do this for me, that one didn't do this. She should have spoken like this, she should have done this, etc., etc. So then how does one appreciate the role of Bhagavan in our lives? We turn our attention to how we were as children, as infants. When the child was born, the baby, born crying. If not born crying, is hit so that you start crying. Okay? I'm not hit, but patted. The doctor will say, what? What are you saying? Okay, patted a little bit. And then what? Then of course as the baby grows, the mother is so tuned now, learning, okay? There's no experience, no manual, okay? You learn on the job. So when the baby cries, what is to be done? What are the different options? Is hungry, is tired, maybe needs to be cleaned, maybe needs to be burped, etc., etc. So the mother has been gifted with this ability to love as unconditionally possible as it is for a human being. So what does the baby recognize in the process of growing up, at least for the first few years? That there is little suffering in the world. Sometimes the air conditioning is too much. I just have to cry. So there is suffering in the world, but there is one person, mother, some other caregiver, whoever it is. Okay, I'm not so partial to the mothers. Because sometimes, some fathers step up and do a wonderful job. So I am in pain, I am uncomfortable, and I want to be free from this discomfort. That is the baby's experience. Yes? And I am helpless. I cannot remove my discomfort. And I have found one person who is consistent. I just have to turn and this person appears. I have to cry. And sometimes I will smile and the person goes into raptures. So I am important to this person who happens to be the mother. Right? So this condition of the baby can be likened to the condition of all of us. Because we also find that in time, you were actually looking for the infallible. Infallible means someone who is capable of no defect at all. And for most of us, it was the parent. It was the mother or the father. But that same mother who was always there for me until I could register things, also needs to use the washroom and needs to go and cook and do some other things. And oh my God, she's abandoning me. This is a baby crying, and then, the mother has to give some toy or something to keep the baby occupied. So, the baby's condition of feeling so helpless is very beautifully compensated by the baby's ability to trust. This is Bhagavan's order. Because just imagine, so helpless, you cannot speak, you cannot communicate in any other way. I mean, besides crying, you can't do a thing for yourself. Your eyes barely open, at least in the first few weeks. You can't register anything. And the human baby requires this help, and other animal babies, they kind of manage. And then the father will throw up the baby trust. Okay, father will hold me. Imagine. Otherwise, you say, no, what if my father drops me and I have a heart attack? Like, gone, So whatever the parents are doing for the baby trusts. That capacity has been given. Then in time, the trust in the mother, the father is shaken a little bit. Because I thought they were super powerful. And then I find that father is quivering, at least his voice is quivering when he's talking to the boss. So this all-powerful man now has become like a mouse in front of the boss. So okay, maybe not so powerful. But this need, the search for someone who I can trust, who is always there for me, who has my back, literally, metaphorically, and who blesses me, who loves me, who accepts me. That search is there for all of us. We cannot escape it. And so we keep moving, right? Our parents, then maybe best friend or something like that. Then boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, children, etc. Then we get into product development. My child will be all-rounder. Then child is facing too much pressure, right? So this search for the infallible, a person who is capable of no defect, continues until you meet the Guru, if at all, okay? Then, but Guru also has defects. So now whom I can rely on? Then we have to go to someone else. But that someone else is not like another being. That someone else is the one who pervades all the laws. So now, I am an adult, and having been through different experiences of life, I am also tired, exhausted, because certain things didn't work out. Maybe I was betrayed in business, or there was some property dispute, or there was a sudden health condition. So this is too much for me. Until then, whatever exposure was there in the house, little praying here and there I did. Let's just keep everyone happy. Okay, mother is looking okay. Okay, God, like when the cat is away, mice are at play, right? So, okay, little bit I say just to make mother happy, not Bhagavan and all, okay, it's just one frame. What difference does it make? So, when we face situations which are challenging, exhausting, where we feel stretched, we depend on people around us. And then because we just had a rudimentary relationship with God, we will possibly say, oh, but he abandoned me. I prayed so much. What is the use of all this? I did so many pujas. But God did not respond. The truth is, you abandoned God. God can never abandon you. You thought, because of this one incident where things did not go your way, but it went according to God's way. But that was not enough for you. And you said, I don't care. And then some old movies might be there, Nastik and all that. So, old timers. So, where the impassioned person, the hero, is talking and saying, you have done nothing for me, I did so much for you, etc. etc. Anyway. So now, our love for people around us is conditional. If you do this, I care for you. If I love you, you better sit down. If I love you, you stand up. Okay? We mistake love for obedience. So parents also get into this trap. That if you really love me, if what all I have done for you. And then this is everyday dialogue, at least in some households. So much I did for you, and look at you. What are you doing? You are wasting your opportunity. You must make the most of the opportunity. And then the teenager or whatever the fellow is thinking, but I didn't ask you to do. Some of them will actually say it, and that will tear your heart apart. You're like, I gave 25 years of my life to this person. Anyway, so what we experience is that in moments of love with a parent-child or between two partners, there is something magical that happens. And what is that? That when you are loved, like let's take romantic love. So in this whole wide world of how many billion are there? 7? 7 billion people. Only one person so deeply loves you. Okay? But what do you experience? Like one of my students said, I felt I was Spider-Man, Batman and Superman all rolled into one. I felt supremely confident. He was what we say in Hindi a kakadi. Like a really thin, wily kind of fellow. But he felt confident, he felt that he could handle anything in this world. And because he experienced that love, we are not questioning whether it was valid, how authentic, how genuine. No, none of that. Because he experienced being loved, he also found himself loving to other people. He found that he could handle situations better, that he could accommodate other people, that he could apply himself for the different areas of his life. There was hope in his heart, there was optimism, and there was a willingness to make life better for oneself and for the other. Same thing with parent and child. You look at the nature of love in any relationship, that's what happens. So then, the love that we have experienced is kind of conditional. Yeah, whatever we may say, even if we say that the parent's love for the child is unconditional, there are some conditions attached, let us admit it, okay? So, conditions are there. Then how to make it unconditional? Here, Narada is not talking about us looking at love only as a feeling. Because what he is saying is, you can have bhakti for Bhagavan. Okay, you can have, because bhakti is translated as loving devotion or this extreme or divine love for Bhagavan. When you understand who Bhagavan is. Because can you really love, as Puja Swamiji would say, dodo do dang? Say, what? What happened to you suddenly? What is that? In which language? So you cannot It's this word that I use, which don't ask me to repeat it, I forgot. You cannot love that because it's unknown to you, let alone have a relationship with it. So then the question is, who is this Bhagavan? Then I'm reminded of Sting. Every breath you take, every move you make is pervaded by me. That's not what he said, but so he says, of course, I'll be watching you, okay, like some CCTV camera. So every move you make, CCTV is there everywhere. So I'm watching, not like that. That we start with where we are. This body, mind that I have. Who gave it to me? Oh, my parents. I'm very grateful. Okay, because of them I am here. Did your parents have the intelligence to put you together? No. Even if they were medical professionals, so much we still don't know. So, they came together and now I am here. The kidneys filter our blood 180 times a day. It's an exceptional level of functioning. Whatever you feed this mouth, the stomach is able to digest. Even meat, it is able to digest. So we may divide food, carbs, protein, etc., etc. Stomach figured this out a long time ago. Takes what is required, small intestine, so many functions that are going on all the time. What is required? Then we shall store a lot for a rainy day. So that goes into fat, which we are struggling very hard to burn away. Then all the vitamins, minerals, etc., they just know, all the cells in the body, how to maintain that balance. Sodium, potassium, electrolyte balance. Where did the cells go to study this? Which university? You're born with this. So any person, even if the person is a malnutrition person or a very well-fed person, the cells have intelligence, and they are microscopic they are microscopic in size. They know what to do, and they are at it relentlessly. And this material that this body is made up of, where did that come from? So even if IVF and it is being made in the lab, the baby, at least for a while, still the material is from here, but this is made up of the Pancha Mahabhutas. So Akasha, Agni, Apa, Prithvi, Vayu. So space, water, air, fire, earth. And luckily, we can bury this body, we can burn it, it's biodegradable. What a plan. Like so many of us, being born and dying and so on and so forth. And for all you know, all the vegetables we are eating, we don't want to think about it, but it could be so many forms that we are consuming through the vegetables, right? Anyway, the point I'm making is that this form is deeply intelligent, and the intelligence organizes, arranges the material. It's like a software that's creating the hardware. So our thoughts are so powerful. Some of you who have not had breakfast, maybe there is some idli chutney waiting for you later, or maybe some sweet, some prasad, or maybe some chocolate. So when I say this, there is something happening in the mouth. If I say laddu or something, or peda, or gulab jamun, or rasmalai, okay? So a thought is producing matter, saliva. This is how powerful thoughts are. It can produce matter. It can organize matter. Yeah? So now, how am I relating with Bhagavan is the question. We have grown up on childhood stories. And sometimes we have lost faith. Because you're like, oh, I feel jealous, I feel angry, devas are also angry and jealous. Forget it, this is not my thing. Learning about Bhagavan comes through listening to his stories, but understanding what is it about Bhagavan that is not changing. So even Bhagavan Krishna came as an avatar. For a short, he had also date of birth, date of death in this form. But there is something else that is relatively unchanging. What is that? That this material and this intelligence that is sustained, right? Because it's not like this body came and then all of space, water, air collapsed. It's still there. It's still being sustained all the time, you know. Every breath you are taking, all Vayu Devata is blessing that breath. And there will be that one final breath. Once it's out, there's no more breath going in. That it will happen for every form. You know, it's inevitable. That is Vayu Devata. So all these different Devatas, they're all a part of, like how we say, you know, we don't say, but is the heart more important than the lung or the kidney? They're all part of one being. It's all Bhagavan. So that from which you have come, that from which you have been manifested, and that which sustains everything, and that into which you resolve. This is Upanishad Vakya. Yato va imani bhutani jayante, yena jatani jivanti, yat prayantyabhisamvishanti ti. This is also understood as Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. So we will say, oh, the function of manifestation, creation, okay, Brahma. We'll say Brahmaji, not to confuse with Brahman, the limitless. Then the one who sustains everything, okay, Vishnu. And the one into whom everything resolves, Shiva. So functions. Functions have got some names. So now, do I recognize the blessings that I have in my life? Because blessing means it has come to me from Bhagavan. So my question is, what is it that is there in your life that has not come from Bhagavan? Any ideas?
My karma.
Your karma has not come from Bhagavan.
Or my own actions over people.
Your own actions over a period of time. Okay, those are exclusively yours. Yeah, is that what you're saying? You think so? Okay. Let's go with that. Sorry?
Your desires.
Your desires. So now, who gave you the capacity to do karma? To even lift your finger, to even ask this question?
Bhagavan.
Did you create it? Your capacity in the lab, something of creation. Maybe AI helped you. Any karma you are able to do, from the minutest to the largest karma, it is pervaded by the law of karma. Law of karma implies the presence of Bhagavan. How do I know? Oh, the Shastra tells me. Why should I care? Because through my own logic, I have looked around for answers Did Elon Musk create law of karma? No, obviously not. He's subject to law of karma, as all forms are. So, my capacity to do karma, my desires, whether they are illegal, immoral or fattening, okay, the capacity to desire, Ichha Shakti, that is also given by Bhagavan. Oh, but I have very fattening desires. I only want to eat what is deep fried and what is sugary sweet all the time. That capacity is also given by Bhagavan. What I do with it is entirely up to me. Free will, that is also given by Bhagavan. To this form, okay? So this form will have little more free will compared to other life forms, like animals, birds and so on and so forth. But all of it is subject to law of karma, which brings us to a very beautiful point, that my love for Bhagavan grows when I see that Bhagavan pervades karma. What does that mean? That means that all the capacities that I have, Ichha Shakti, the capacity to desire, want, will, wish, etc., the capacity to think, reason, know, analyze, synthesize, what we are calling Jnana Shakti, the capacity to do, Kriya Shakti, anything and everything, singing, walking, dancing, talking, etc. All that is given to me. And so I live with the awareness, with the joy that so much has been given to me. I am so deeply loved that the way my karma unfolded, I got this human form. And then all the various situations that have unfolded in my life, that is also touched by Bhagavan, pervaded by Bhagavan. And so every day can be a happy day. It's like when you feel deeply loved, okay? What happens? Nothing dramatic. Okay, well, did some spaceship land today? No. I am deeply loved. And I look forward to my day. And my weeks and my months and my years. And how do I recognize I'm deeply loved? When someone gives me gifts. Well, your whole body is a gift. Every moment is a gift for you. You know, the time that you have, you kept an alarm with knowing that you're going to wake up this morning. Such confidence we have, okay? We need not have, but we have. It's a good thing. So, I am gifted this body, I am gifted this mind. This entire day, no, it is my karma. Hey, but that karma has come from Bhagavan. No, but I did karma and according to that, yes, that is true. You are a collaborator, a good collaborator. According to the karma you have done, you got your punya, papa, etc. unfolding. But what is it that is not given by Bhagavan? Because whom do we love? Someone who gives us things, someone who is there for us. Someone who spends time with us. Someone who does not humiliate us or is sarcastic or puts us down. Who is always there for us. When is it that Bhagavan is not there for you? Maybe we don't recognize how he is there for us. Because we say, no, he has to be in this way only. Or he should have taken care of this situation for me. But try and think about it. Something that you thought was a terrible thing that happened in your life turned out to be a blessing. Can anyone think of such a situation? And vice versa. Yes, can you share?
No, everything we have to take it obviously as positive. I have lost my job in 2018 when I deliberately left. The employer was not paying. My son fell down in the toilet and there was a fracture and he was appearing for his board exams. I could help him for 1.5 months, taking him into wheelchair, stretcher, and regularly so many tuitions, so many things. I felt probably God has decided to help him, as if I would have worked and my wife may not be able to do, probably he would have lost his career or it may not be that well. So all happens and every time you have to take it positively, every moment, every second. That's what it's like.
So how beautiful that you were able to be there for your son at such a crucial juncture and not be disillusioned about it. You know, that you looked at, okay, that it must have been very, very like a big stretch for you, very challenging for the entire family. But you were able to see it in the right light and something good came out of it. You know, that his career was, like, he was able to get on with it. Yeah. So, especially when we go through very challenging times, we feel like, oh my God, I'm so lost, I'm so abandoned, like now nothing, I can't see the way out. But recognize that Bhagavan is always there and we can always seek His grace. So now, what I would like to invite you all to do is think of 6 dimensions of our lives. Okay, because New Year, so then we're already, some of us have thought through what we want to do. So in the physical dimension of your life, regarding your health, what is it that you are seeking to do? Don't tell me the nitty-gritty activities, but what is your overall goal? Can someone share with regard to health?
Stay fit.
Stay fit. Okay, so I'll take care of my nutrition, my exercise, sleep, rest, and be fit so that I can have all, whatever is my activities, my schedule, I am able to do it well. Okay, this will be more or less everyone's goal, let's say, okay, or a life priority. Then whether I am doing Zumba or I'm dancing or I'm going to the gym or I'm playing badminton, those are the specifics, you figure it out. Then in the emotional dimension of our lives, what am I looking for? Satisfaction. That I am there for people in my life. I'm satisfied.
Contentment.
I have contentment. And what else?
Happiness, I suppose, is the ultimate goal.
Say again.
Happiness.
Happiness. So you're looking at the goals, but how are we getting there?
You want to connect with as many people as possible.
Fantastic. So I connect, I contribute to people's happiness as much as they contribute to mine, and perhaps I contribute to their contentment by communicating with them, by being there for them. Yeah, so for their growth as well. So if that is more or less our priority, the specifics will differ depending on age and stage of life. Then the financial area of our lives. So we might have a certain number in mind, but I hope to preserve what I have, maybe save a certain portion, invest another portion, and then of course whatever are the expenses, I have more than enough for expenses, and additionally I want to be able to save, invest, whatever percentage, again different for different people, and maybe pay off debts, loans, etc. Yeah, which have been hanging over my head for a while. What about spiritual dimension? What might be our priority?
To understand.
To understand what?
Anything in our
Anything. Okay.
or everything.
Or everything. The theory of everything. Okay. What else?
It would be a simple thing like learning to do a Shodachoksara puja on the 16th step.
Okay, learning to do a puja. Okay, those are like activities. And so what? So what will I gain after I do puja?
Primarily, spiritually, my goal would be to get to a stage where I'm not burdened by the first three things that you said. So
Right.
I don't want to be thinking, okay, what should I do to get fame? What should I do to make money? What should I do to keep everybody content? Or, it should just automatically be an outcome of my spiritual journey. That's what.
Fantastic. So the important thing is we want to be able to articulate what our spiritual priority is. Okay, like for some it might be learning how to do puja. For some it will be moksha. For some it will be I just want to have peace of mind. Okay. For someone else it will be what? Can anyone else?
Regular study.
Huh?
Regular study.
Regular study of the Shastra. Self-realization. Wow, very big word. Okay. So, self-realization.
Are you big, good human being without any desires?
Good human being without any desires. Bhagavan will be confused. Because this is a desire. That I want to be a good human being, which you anyway already are, with no desires, is also a desire.
Surrender unconditionally.
Surrender unconditionally. Yeah, okay.
See, I keep singing spiritual, devotional songs, bhajans, kirtans. Again, like you're saying, what I believe is, everything is God's will. Even if you're prepared well, if He will is not there, you will not be able to sing at that time. So my desire is to sing till the last breath.
Because for you, your expression to Bhagavan is through singing. Like you are most in sync when you are singing. Yeah, very beautifully expressed. Very nice. So spiritual dimension, yes. What about social dimension of your life? Like in terms of how you engage with your neighborhood, your community. This is in addition to family, I'm saying. As a citizen or...
When we compare with the animals, like buffaloes, cows, they eat grass, they give milk. Similarly, trees are giving fruits, vegetables. Similarly, this body should be useful for this society. Always we have to keep that.
So do you have some specifics in terms of, for this year, what you're going to be doing for society? Because the principle is great.
Yeah.
But how are we actually actioning it?
Like,
This is a question to everyone, yeah?
Like contributing to some causes.
Okay.
impart the knowledge. Help people where if we can give employment to some people, whichever way.
Is that what you're thinking of, you're focused on?
Yes.
Okay, I just want people to have some sort of clarity on that. Maybe you have clarity, just, so that others also can be helped by what you say. Okay. We've done physical, emotional, financial, professional, social and spiritual. What about professional? Like in terms of the ones who are wanting to grow their career. How will you articulate what you're looking forward to in this year? Some people, yes?
One way is to, if you want to learn something, better start teaching.
Start teaching.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that what you're going to be doing?
I'm doing it already.
Oh, you're already doing it. Okay. What else? Professionally?
In the career, what happens always, particularly myself, I feel we should do the things always above what we are getting. Instead of thinking what am I getting, what am I receiving, rather than think what I am giving to the company for the growth of that, so that everybody will be benefited. Always that should be the thought process.
Is that your thought process?
Yes.
Okay. It works for you?
Yes.
Fantastic. So what works for you, you will keep it going for this year also.
Yes.
That's what you're saying. Very nice, very nice. Now, will we achieve all of this?
Not sure.
You don't know.
Okay.
Possible with the grace of God.
Possible with the grace of God, not sure. Okay. In the past, when my desires have not been met or achieved, how have I responded? Because God has always been there, you know.
So roll over. We will take it to the next year.
We'll take it over. Okay, that's a good approach. We'll take it over to the next year. What else?
Or don't pursue it.
But just 1 second. It was not the right time for it to happen. Okay.
You won't pursue it.
You won't pursue it. You can
Just
drop
some.
it
You will drop and move forward.
and then move forward.
If you understand lack of effort, you need to put more efforts.
Put in more effort.
Keep doing sadhana.
Keep doing sadhana.
Accepting as a gift of prasad, you know, whatever he gives joy, we are accepting.
Yes.
Same way sorrow also you have to accept it. That mindset we have to develop slowly.
Okay. So we have to develop. Why? We need not develop.
No, because sometimes many are nowadays going into depression and all, you know, what they want to achieve, they are not getting, they are getting into depression. So instead of accepting always success, you know, failures are also there, we should understand.
You know, when you're saying this, we should accept.
Yeah.
We should do. I'm still not able to do. Why we are not able to do?
But it's all an experience only, you know.
Yeah.
Failure or success, everything is an experience.
Wow. Superb. Failure and success is an experience. So therefore,
Part
It's
of
gone,
learning.
it's gone. It will
it's a
come
part
back.
of learning.
Look at the next
You
day.
learn everything, you know,
What is the
whatever
big
happens, it's a phase where you learn a lot of things, you know. You fall, you get up, and at one stage, somewhere you will have a success. So you need to learn a lot of things, and there are many people around us who can also help. When you try to speak to them, they may give us positive feedback. You can, you know, correct yourself in that particular space and work out.
Wonderful.
If you have faith, you know, you will certainly succeed.
Okay.
Full faith and surrender.
Full faith and surrender. How to have this mysterious surrender? Huh? Yes, you want to say something?
I personally believe it just comes down to taking a failure as a failure on your part rather than looking at what you may have achieved or what you may have learned. It's all a matter of perspective to me.
Okay.
Even a failure can teach you the simple thing of do not do this, or it was just not meant to have. It teaches you something that you are probably not willing to accept at the time, and you take it as a failure on your part, as in you have failed to do a certain task when maybe it was just out of your control.
Right.
But
Right.
anything you like that, you put it on yourself as a person, that impedes your growth, that makes you lose motivation. It does not want you to exceed your, it doesn't want you to hold expectations of achieving anything further up ahead, and so you kind of distance yourself from joy.
Right. So many factors in what you have said. So in all of this, how is our relating to Bhagavan? Am I equally hopeful, optimistic, happy with my life as every day is unfolding? So all the wonderful things you have said, you know, the sadhana, that I accept things as prasad, and I have all these ideas in terms of my life priorities. In all these areas of my life, I'm paying attention to all my roles, my duties. I have the privilege of doing all these responsibilities. So how am I relating to Bhagavan in all of this?
I would look him as if you take swimming as an example, the swimming lanes help me to be on the path. Whatever I want to do, I hold him in my mind, and whatever I want to do, so I look him that, you know, he keeps me in the path. Whether it is a sadhana, whether it is any kind of action that I'm doing, hold him with, you know, one hand and do the action with the other hand.
Right, beautiful. So that's a very beautiful imagery, you know, holding him with one hand and doing actions with the other. So in fact, I think it's correct. The what do you call it? Kada that Sikhs wear, I am told that it's a reminder that, you know,
Goddess.
that whatever I do, it will be an act of dharma. It's a reminder. We can do with these reminders, or we need not also, but that I am doing some karma. I've been doing karma all the time. And that we have that. I am me hasto Bhagavan, I am me Bhagavattaraha Rudram. I am me hastaha. This hand is your glory. This is the form of Rudra. And so whatever karma I am doing for all these priorities of my life, emotional, physical, social, etc., spiritual, it is an offering unto you. That while I am relating to my parents, my in-laws, my work colleagues, my friends, my neighborhood, I am relating to all your forms. Bhagavan is alive for us. He is not relegated only to the puja room. We can enjoy doing a wonderful puja, that's fine. But it's not just one place. Because we want to keep asking ourselves, where is it that Bhagavan is not? When is it that Bhagavan is not present with you? And if you feel, no, I don't feel supported, you can tell Bhagavan whatever you want. Like I was joking with someone earlier. We don't need to become too mechanical. It's like, suppose if I'm meeting you after a long time, I'm not going to say, Pranam Yashirasa Devam Gauri Putram Vinayakam. Some people, they will just jump in front of Ganpati, Pranam Yashirasa Devam. Okay, good, you know the shloka, okay, fine. But where is the relating? Where is the connecting? It's not there. It's just like you've ticked the box. I told all my shlokas, okay, I've done my thing for the day, I'm done. My religious duty is done. No, it's not done. Sadhana is seeing that I am always connected. That I am deeply accepted and loved as I am. That is very important. No, but my husband doesn't love me. No, but this one doesn't love me. But they have their ways of showing their love for you. All that you have been given, including this body, mind, that is the greatest gift we have received. And Bhagavan has given us free will also. Do what you wish for with this body and make the most of this form. Use it for dharma. Because dharma is what makes you happy. Always. And so as you learn more about Bhagavan, as you see that His presence is always there with you, every moment is sustained by Him, every situation is sustained by the different laws, then what will you feel for Bhagavan? Don't evaluate too much. Oh, I must feel more love. No, you feel what you feel. Okay, full stop. But the more and more you appreciate Bhagavan's presence in your life, and you also engage in inquiry, who are you really? Then you will come to Siddho Bhavati. You will see that what your true nature is limitless, no boundaries. Because that very Bhagavan is telling you, Tattvamasi. You are that. But we want to grow into adhikaris, into people who are qualified, who can appreciate what Bhagavan is telling us, who will not just stuff a laddu in his mouth. Bhagavan Krishna is saying, Aham Atma Gudakeshaha. I am the Atma, I am you. Oh, sounds so nice. Take one more laddu. I want to hear your glories, Krishna. Hey, Krishna is giving you teaching. Are you ready for the teaching? No, I just want to sing bhajan. Bhakti. So Bhakti, he talks about 4 types of bhaktas. the ones who are in trouble. Artaha. Only remember, in trouble. What we say in Marathi, Kama Purti Mama. So until I have work, you are my mama. So I will, we are good together. Once my work is done, over. Artaha Bhakta. Then Artharthi. Okay, from time to time, different pursuits are there. I keep praying to you. You are there. You are my silent partner. Maybe I will go and put some money also in Tirupati Hundi. Okay. So you are there with me. Nice. But then there are some, like a lot of you here, who are jignasus, who want to know more. And of course, you can sometimes be artaha also. Whenever you are in trouble, please, who else will you seek refuge in? Who is always there with you for all your pursuits? But you are also seeking to know his nature. And Jnani is the greatest bhakta, fourth type of bhakta. That I am one with you, Bhagavan, and in fact he says also that Jnani is priya to me, is dear to me. 7th chapter, Gita. Why? Oh, Bhagavan is also partial. He's saying Jnani is dear to me. All are dear to me. They are all my bhaktas, they are my devotees. But the Jnani has made effort to know me. And not said, not used me as a means to an end. We all have a problem. Yesterday in one of the classes, somebody was saying that, I feel very used in terms of these narcissistic people at work walking all over me and, getting ahead in their career. So this thing of being used, that nobody likes. If Bhagavan had to be asked, how do people look at you? Well, I'm just joking. So many of us just use him and walk ahead, right? Like you just help us for a little while and then, get lost. Now we are focused on our career and our growth and our life. So the Jnani and the Jignasu, the Jnani is a fulfilled devotee. So Jnanam and Bhakti always go hand in hand. That love for Bhagavan comes alive when you deeply know Bhagavan's nature. And when you deeply know Bhagavan's nature, you cannot help but be loving. You try not to be loving, it's not possible. Because now that self, aham, that love for Bhagavan is now love for all forms. Because Bhagavan pervades all forms. So, Siddhaha Bhavati, that in the recognition of one's nature, which comes through Vedanta inquiry, that I realize I was always accomplished. One of our Ashravidya Acharyas has written a very beautiful book, Accomplishing the Accomplished. That is Siddha. Siddha, it doesn't only mean somebody who's giving you vibhuti from thin air. No. Siddha is that there is no more accomplishment required for me to recognize, because the greatest accomplishment is what? That I am the limitless. And this is not born as a result of karma. This is already siddhaha, it is already established, but I didn't know it. And therefore, the process of inquiry began. And that being so, am I subject to death? Like if you look at space, which is a great example, right, to indicate the Atma, but it is an example. So how much is space affected by air, polluted air, tsunami happening in some place, forest fire happening in the other place? How much is space affected? Not at all. Space accommodates everything, all other forms, because space is the subtlest form. Accommodates everything, is present in and through everything, is untouched, and is as boundless as we can imagine. And then you think of Atma, I, Brahman, who is the basis of space, which is you. So you who have always been the limitless, always Siddhaha, boundless, not enclosed by this little form. So pot space can think, what to do, I'm so small, all these big people around me. I have to learn to adjust in the pot community, so I cannot get along with anyone. So all these stories the pot can have, pot space can have. But what is it the pot space has to do? Is to recognize that I may feel enclosed, but I am that same vast, expansive space that is seemingly outside the pot. That this form cannot really bind me. I was always free and I get to do the inquiry through this form, and I'm so blessed with this form. I'm free enough to have this form go through whatever it has to. So then life becomes different. It's a joy, it's a celebration. Amritaha bhavati, siddho bhavati, triptaha bhavati. But for this tripti, how can I look upon my karma as Bhagavan? How might I look upon the situations that are unfolding as prasada? And all the different reactions that I have, how can I look at that as a play of Bhagavan? One of the things I find in spiritual students is that there's too much judgment on oneself. I'm not doing sadhana enough. I have too many desires. I have this problem, I have that problem. I'm so reactive. That is also a reaction. Okay? Don't build your reaction. Do not react to a reaction. Earlier I was just sad. I'm sad. Okay. Why I'm so sad? I should not be sad. I am listening to the Gita. I chanted Vishnu Sahasranama. I did this. I did that. Why I'm sad? Now I'm more sad because I'm sad. Can you see what we do? We are brilliant at creating more reactions than is required. I am sad, it is order of Bhagavan. If I have to cry, sob, shout, scream, okay, finish it. Get it over with. Move on. No, but why I am sad? I should not be sad. It's given to you. Sadness and all other emotions, they have a purpose. They require you to pay attention to certain things. So the more and more we wake up to the presence of Bhagavan in our lives, then the way we look upon past achievements, there is bhakti there. There is love for what one has done. There is love for how life has unfolded. And then when we look forward to all one's life priorities and what one wants to do in this year and ahead, there is love for all these things that one wants to do. Love for one's family, love for one's country, love for one's work, and love for oneself. And this love is all encompassed in the growing love for Bhagavan, which is what we call bhakti. So, of course, through lots of sutras, Narada speaks about bhakti. And what today we will do is, I will, of course, invite you all to take a few flowers and we will chant the Vishnu Sahasranama. But before that, when Pujya Swamiji was asked, in our course, one of the satsangs, this is also one of our typical questions. How do I know I am on the right track spiritually? How do I know I am growing in my Vedanta understanding? And he said, after thinking for a while, okay, like he look around, and then he said, when you find yourself growing in compassion, the question was about knowledge. How do I know that I know? But his reply was, I'm growing in compassion. How? Because Ananda, that is your nature, expresses itself as love. as compassion, as understanding, as acceptance in the way in which you relate to people and yourself. And so may Bhagavan and all the Rishis and all the Devatas bless us with Bhakti for our sake, not for their sake. Because we want to grow in love, in devotion. Because once that comes, like a noodle piece, everything else comes along. Right? So you want only one, I only want Bhagavan. Okay? But with that will come accommodation, will come titiksha, will come the endurance, will come forbearance, will come great memory, intelligence, brilliance. Everything comes along when you grow in your love and devotion for Bhagavan. So all the best for this year. What we will do is keeping all our sankalpa in our minds, all the things that we've articulated. We'll take a few flowers in our hand, keep it there, and we are going to chant the entire Vishnu Sahasranama. Those who don't know can just listen in, don't worry about it. And visualize that the flowers in your hand will be all the kind of karma that you are going to be offering in this entire year, in all areas of your life. And so, may you visualize that your whole life until now has been a blessing. Maybe some parts I still don't see it as a blessing, it was a curse, I think. But may I be helped to see that it was all for a purpose, that it was a blessing, and going forward, whatever unfolds, may I see it as a blessing and may I offer all my karma unto Bhagavan. So maybe you can pass the baskets around. So people can take and pass on the basket.
We have some Vishnu Sahasranama. This is English.
Think of all your karma. Yes.
Before we begin, I just
Yes.
had this question.
Sure.
Regarding the first question, what you had asked, what is not God's creation in our life? How about our ego?
Beautiful question. So, what about the ahankara? Well, ahankara is what? Aham karoti iti ahankara. I do, therefore I have a self-concept. Who sustains the concept? Bhagavan. Even if it is a wrong concept about myself, it is Bhagavan. The aham, the ahankara, resolves in love. That is the only way. Otherwise, the ahankara always wants to feel significant, always wants to feel powerful. How can the ahankara do it? By putting other people down. That is what we experience, that is what we do ourselves, right? So, seeing that dharma is a manifestation of Bhagavan, and that in this situation, I am wanting to feel significant, I am wanting to feel powerful. I can feel powerful by aligning with dharma. I do what is right. And if what is not right is happening, I point out that this is not right, this is not acceptable. Or you are saying hurtful words, please don't say it. That's it. Don't worry too much about your ahankara, because the ahankara just melts in devotion. And the ahankara has to grow to be a devotee. Because it's only this devotee who will see the truth of aham brahmasmi. Otherwise, there's no way the ahankara will get it. Yeah? Okay. I didn't give time for questions. So maybe after the Sahasranama, whoever wants to ask, you can ask me later. Okay, shall we start? Everyone has flowers?
Yeah. We dim the lights.
No, it's okay. So we'll do only the Dhyana Shloka and
Sampaji, you can lead.
yeah, and Prasastra.
Sampaji can lead.
Huh? Okay, you can come here.
No.
You're loud.
क्षीरोदन्वत्प्रदेशेषु शिवनिविलसश्चैकते मौक्तिकानाम् मानावृत्तासनस्तस्फटिकमणिनिभैर्मौक्तिकैर्मण्डिताङ्कः शुम्रैरप्रैरदप्रैरुमलैर्विलिसितैर्मुक्तपीयूषवल्शैः आनन्दीन पुनीयानैरैरकदाशङ्कवाणिर्मुकुन्दः भूपादौ यस्य नाभिर्प्रियतसुनिरश्चन्द्रसूर्योक्षनेत्रे कर्णामासा शिरोद्योर्मुखमभिदहनो यस्य वाक्स्थेयमद्भिः अन्तस्थं यस्य विश्वं सुरनरकयोः निरन्तर्पदैत्यैः चित्रं न प्लव्यते तं त्रिभुवनवपुषं विष्णुमीशं नमामि ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय शान्तावतारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं एकवर्णं शुभाङ्गम् लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिहृद्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथं मेघश्यामं पीतकौशेयवासं श्रीवत्साङ्गं कौस्तुभोद्भासिताङ्गं पुण्योपेदं पुण्डरीकायताक्षं विष्णुं वन्दे सर्वलोकैकनाथं नमः समस्तभूतानामादिभूताय भूकृते अनेकरूपरूपाय विष्णवे सशङ्खचक्रं शगरीडकुण्डलं सबीरवस्त्रं सरसीवरेक्षणं समारवक्षसरसो विभौष्णुवं नमामि विष्णुं शिरसा चतुर्भुजं छायायां पारिजातस्य हेमसिंहासनोपरि आसीनमम्बुदश्याममायताक्षमलङ्कृतं चन्द्राननं चतुर्बाहुं श्रीवत्साङ्गिरवक्षसं रुक्मिणी सत्यभामाभ्यां सहितं कृष्णमाश्रये.
So I will invite you to come forward and offer all the karma that you are going to do in this year unto Bhagavan. He will take care of everything. Okay, come forward and offer. So through all the thinking of all our priorities and while we were holding the flowers in our hand, Bhagavan continues to bless us with all the words that we have spoken, all the words that are pointing to Him. He continues to bless us.